Hello everyone, it is the Gaming Weasel back again with a new video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about Prime Resurgence versus Unvaultings, and what is the better version, what do I prefer more, what I think the community likes more, should Prime Resurgence stay as a normal thing or should it change? We'll talk about that in this video. A couple of things I wanted to say before the actual video starts is I'm kind of sorry for not making a couple of videos in the past couple of days. I had a lot of stuff going on and I'm really glad I had a lot of stuff going on. I wanted to chill out from YouTube just a little tiny bit, but this period that's coming up is going to be full of content, so you guys do not have to worry. I don't love saying this in the middle of the video, but leave a like, a comment, subscribe. We are pretty close to my 5,000 sub goal. I don't think we're gonna reach it till the end of the year, but I'm very happy that we were very close, and thank you guys so much for that. I'm not thankful enough, and thank you so much for watching, liking, commenting, and everything on my videos. I love you guys so much. Now, let's get into the actual video. Prime Unvaultings, how do they work, and what do you need to do, what's going on, how is it, what do I think of it? Now, Prime Unvaulting happens at sort of, in quotation marks, random points when a new Warframe comes out that is called Prime Access. Now, in this situation, Hero Prime is coming out with the Kneel and Scourge Prime. If you don't know what Prime Warframes are better versions of the ordinary Warframes and or weapons, just with better stats and different aesthetics. But when a new Warframe Prime Access comes out, a couple of weeks later on, I'm actually not quite sure on this date, but I'm pretty sure it's in a pretty short period when a new Warframe comes out, an old Warframe will get vaulted, which means his or hers relics will not be able to drop. They will not drop in missions, they will not drop anywhere, and the Warframes themselves cannot be farmed without the actual relics. Now, you can buy the relics and or the parts of those Warframes and weapons from other players for platinum, but you cannot get the relics to drop inside of missions and or just doing anything in that certain period while that Warframe is vaulted. Now, of course, when a new Warframe comes out, his relics and or hers relics will be able to drop through missions, and you can get them that way, or just purchasing the Warframe and or weapons from other people with platinum. Now, that's how it usually worked. So, you would basically need to, let's say a Warframe gets vaulted. Now, basically, what you would need to do in that point is buy for platinum or wait for the unvaulting. Now, this is the part where I want to talk about. When a Warframe gets unvaulted, like a couple weeks back when Nyx and Rhino got unvaulted, their drops, their relics go back into the loot table. Now, you will be able to get the corresponding relic through playing the corresponding level of mission or just the corresponding mission type, sort of. I mean, you can get relics in many different mission types. It just depends on the drop rate of the relics themselves and the loot table of that mission. For example, IO on Jupiter is very good for Meso relics and or Oxium farming. So getting, let's say, a Meso relic for, let's say, Rhino's blueprint. Let's say, I'm not quite sure if it's exactly the same, but you get the point. This is just a metaphor, sort of. But let's say you need a Meso relic for Rhino's blueprint. You're gonna play, let's say, IO on Jupiter, where you have a high probability of getting his Meso relic or getting a Meso relic in general. Now, this is where it comes to chance. You have to keep this in mind. There is a decent sum of Meso relics, Neo, Lith, and Oxy relics in the loot table itself, so you can get it, but it isn't guaranteed that you're going to get it. Now, as always, when a Prime Warframe gets unvaulted, you can buy it with real life money. Which is basically has stayed the same in Prime Resurgence, which I'll explain, as I said, in a second. So you can grind it out, hope that you're gonna get the relics that you need, and then you have to hope you're going to get the Warframe part that you actually need from that relic. Now, or you can buy it through Prime Access, or the Prime Unvaulting Access, I guess it's called. and you can purchase it with real life money that way. So 2 ways of farming a certain Warframe and or weapon. Now, Prime Resurgence. How does Prime Resurgence work? Every single week there is a rotation of 2 Warframes and their of course corresponding weapons and accessories through the new trader that's been added in Maru's Bazaar. And through that trader, every single week you have a different set of Warframes and weapons, which can be bought with Regal Aya. Now, you can buy the built Warframe and weapons with Regal Aya. There is another currency called Aya, which I'll explain in a second, but the built Warframes and weapons can only be bought with Regal Aya, which can only be gotten by purchasing the Regal Aya for a certain price. Now, that basically stayed the same. The only thing they did is add a new premium currency into the game, which is not tradable. Keep that in mind. The Regal Aya cannot be traded for. Now, is this better than having Prime Access? I'm not sure. I wouldn't say it is, because you added a currency that is just specifically for that, which is okay, but you still need to spend your hard-earned money on it. Then why not just buy the Prime Access itself? Now, some people might say, but like this, you can purchase, for example, let's say Trinity Prime Access is out and you only need the Dual Commas Prime, for example. You can only buy the Dual Commas Prime, which is very good, and you don't have to spend extra money to buy the whole weapon set, for example, that you can buy when the Unvaulting Access comes out. So yes, that aspect is very good. I just think maybe that adding this extra currency was not needed in a way, but sort of yes, because you can specifically buy what you need. Now, Aya is a currency that is gained by playing certain missions, random missions, and can be dropped randomly. Now, the percentages, I'm not going to go into numbers. I don't love doing this. I'd rather explain it. And I think everyone finds it much more enjoyable without numbers. But the chances of getting Aya itself is very, very low. It's not on the high end. It is basically stayed the same as the Prime Unvaulting. It's the only difference is you have to play. You can play one mission type. You can grind it out through there. You can play sorties. You can play sorry, not sorties, but you can play bounties and get it through there, which is like killing 2 birds with 1 stone, which is very good. But as I said, the drop rate is pretty low. Now, you could say that this is better, which I actually think adding Aya was a smart decision, and because like this, for example, let's say you need a Meso relic and you don't want to play Aya on Jupiter all day to get the Meso relic that you need, or maybe 3 Meso relics of the same Warframe part that you need. Like this, all you need to do is you're still going to be playing sort of the same missions or bounties that you there's a similarity of playing the one mission over and over and over again to get it, but you can purchase any relic that you want. Relics are purchased through the trader in Maru's Bazaar and are bought with ordinary Aya. Which means, let's say you don't love farming for Meso relics, that means you can go, for example, and play, let's say, a Neo mission, and then you can get Aya through there, or maybe you can go into the Void and play some capture missions, which are pretty easy and fast to do. If you, as I said in my farming video, you can do them in under a minute if you're really good and really fast, have the Warframe and the setup that you need. So, like this, let's say you don't love farming up Meso relics, you can just play Hepit in the Void, for example, get the Aya that you need, let's say 5 or 6, and then just buy the Meso relic that you need. So this is very good in Prime Resurgence. I love this because I don't farm Meso relics. I don't love farming Meso relics. I think it's boring. I don't like it. It's in my opinion quite tedious. Neo relics are pretty easy to farm, honestly. Neo missions are plenty and abundant, and the chance of getting Neo relics is pretty high. So that is great. And Meso relics are not my favorite, so having this choice and having this sort of loophole type of thing is very nice. So that's why I love about Prime Resurgence. Now, which one is better, in my opinion, in the whole concept of this thing? Now, considering Prime Resurgence will unvault every single prime weapon and or Warframe, excluding Excalibur Prime of course, and Discounter Prime, will unlock every single prime Warframe and weapon and accessories as well, which are bought through Regalia, in one short period of 8 weeks. Well, not short period, but 2 months basically, is very, very good. Now, when is it gonna come back? When would it come back if it stays the same? Because as I said, they're still testing this out. I do not know. Let's say in maybe 6 months, which would be half a year, which is very good. Every like 6 months would be pretty good, because you have 2 months to buy the Warframe that you need. Now, maybe some players are not going to be here during that time. Maybe they're going to be playing in between the 2 prime resurgences and they don't get a chance to buy it. But honestly, the prime unvaultings are pretty, it seems to me at least, they're pretty unscheduled. They just seem to be appear at random points, even though I know there aren't. But honestly, in my opinion, Prime Resurgence is much better than Prime Unvaulting. You have 6 weeks where you have a rotation, and then the last 2 weeks you will have the first rotation, and the last week you will have everything, so you do not have to worry about missing out on anything. Let's say 1 week you're away from home, maybe let's say it's summer, it's July, Prime Resurgence came back, and then let's say in the first week we have, let's say, Rhino Nyx, and you know you're not home, you're at the beach, you're with friends, and you're not missing out, because that week will be repeated in the second to last week, and you'll be able to get it anyway. So that is very, very cool. I love that. Prime Access, Prime Unvaulting were very good. They lasted a long time, but honestly, for example, for some people it didn't mean a lot, because you already had the Warframes and the weapons that have been unvaulted. But like this, you have access to every single prime Warframe and their weapon in a short period, so you don't have to worry about it, and that's really cool. Aya's really cool. Regalia, I'm on the edge, honestly, but it is a decent currency. I don't mind it. I don't have any negative opinions on it, and I think it is pretty cool. So that has been it. In my opinion, Prime Resurgence is a very cool feature, very interesting, and much better than the unvaulting system that was here before. I do really hope they keep on going with this, and I really do hope they continue with the Prime Resurgences, because I honestly think they are really great. Hope you guys enjoyed. You can leave your opinions down below. I'll read them. I'll comment on them as always. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. I'll be very grateful, and I will see you guys on the next video. It's been the Gaming Weasel, over and out.